in Southwest Florida, though still coming more to light with each and every day that passes.
News Channel 8's Jeff Patterson joins us now live from Bonita Springs, just south of Fort Myers in Lee County. Jeff.
Good evening. As a matter of fact, we are in a marina at Bonita Springs. Take a look behind me. The storm surge has just lifted these boats off of their lifts, tossed them around, and that's not the only vessels that have been severely damaged by this storm. As a matter of fact, we found boats in places you almost can't imagine that boats would be positioned. But this isn't the worst of the damage. As a matter of fact, some of the worst damage in this entire area is over at Fort Myers Beach. And homes, businesses, even the roads have been wiped away by the storm. Thankfully, there are good people here to help. In Bonita, the scope of the damage from Hurricane Ian is difficult to take in. Boats now sit on dry land, lifted here by an incredible storm surge. Homes have been destroyed, and Lee County deputies are preventing anyone but residents from going onto the barrier island. Ken Kenchik came with his wife, children, and neighbors to lend a hand to a friend on the island.
They live about 20 houses up from Doc's Restaurant, and if you saw Doc's Restaurant, it was decimated.
They came with water, tools to clean up, and other supplies just to help.
We were here for Charlie, and we saw that Charlie, they said, could fit in the eye. Now, we went up and helped people that were affected by Charlie. You know, just brought diapers and waters, but this is so much larger.
Also here to help, Pasco County Sheriff's deputies.
So right now there's 17 of us, and I believe there's another 20 or 30 on the way.
Right now, a group of Pasco County deputies are conducting door-to-door search and rescue on Fort Myers Beach.
They are searching for people that need help, because your standard vehicle can't make it through what's over there.
But just getting here for these first responders from Pasco was not easy.
Just a lot of trees down, a lot of, seems like dumpsters in the roadway, stuff that was easily movable, you know, when winds and flooding is moved out into the roadway. A lot of power lines down, a lot of traffic lights that are hanging low.
I spoke to Ken just a short time ago. He was able to make it over to the barrier island with his family. They were able to help their friend, but I have to tell you, there was just a level of shock in his voice and on his face by what he saw over there, because he says the destruction is very bad. So they were able to go over, help their friend a little bit, but there's a lot more cleanup to do. And there is search and rescue going on that barrier island right now as first responders are going door to door to look for victims, sadly.
Jeff, as I recall, though, there's a method to all of this, and there's a lot of coordination that goes into it. Once you check a home, you mark the home, you move to the next home, you mark the home, and you continue on. And someone has to be in charge of that. And then you've got the Army Corps of Engineers. There's just so much that we just take for granted, and then something like this hits. So describe some of that coordination that you see.
So as a matter of fact, there is a gathering place, if you will, of all of the first responders. There's mutual aid going on. So there are a number of first responders from the Bay Area who are here right now helping out. And so they do have a mass casualty event center that is the coordination, the backbone of this entire operation, where they are dispatching these crews. We saw row after row, line after line of ambulances, fire trucks coming into this area just over the last 24 hours. And the response is massive. The difficulty, as you just mentioned, Keith, is coordinating that all to get to all of the areas where there is destruction. And the destruction is so widespread, it's unimaginable. I mean, we've been through hurricanes before, but the level of destruction going on from mile after mile after mile is incredible. However, there are good things going on. There are cell phone service that is starting to return, although it's very spotty where I am right now. So people are getting connectivity. A few gas stations have opened up. A very few restaurants and places to eat are opening up. We have seen people start to come back out of their houses, but there's a lot of cleanup to be done. And part of that cleanup is getting the power lines out of the way, the debris out of the roadway, so that it's no longer dangerous to drive around. There is a curfew down here because without any lights, people can't drive around safely. The amazing thing is, and I've only seen this a couple of times in my entire life, we were able to look up into the night sky last night and see the Milky Way. Because without light pollution, you could see stars that, you never see in a major city. And so it's rather stunning for a guy who grew up in a big city to be able to see something like that. So everything I'm taking in is just beyond comprehension.
Certainly is. The images are staggering, as you said, unimaginable. Jeff Patterson, live for us in Bonita Springs. Continue your good work. Thank you, sir.